people are mad and feel betrayed. All right? Because I have a new saying. It's called malware. Make America white all over. And that's what they're trying to do. And in the process of doing that, they're destroying themselves. And some white people see, or so-called white people, some people might see that that's not a good thing. Then you got the other ones that's so full of hate. They're rah, all for it. But your farms are shutting down. Right. The businesses are shutting down.
Exactly.
All right? The farming is dead in California. The farming is dead in Texas. And the farming is dead in a couple other places, man. And not only that, the majority, and now, you know, the big beautiful bill that's killed is getting ready to bring on this food famine. Because America gets a huge portion. I forget how many percentage, someone can look it up, but a big percentage of the produce that's used here in America, a big percentage of it comes from California and Texas, man. And also the meat farms, the beef, here we go with this shit again. The pigs, or we ain't supposed to be eating pork anyway. But all those slaughterhouses and meat producers, they're going under as well, right? Because it's a lot of work to feed and take care of them animals. So they're gonna end up euthanizing a lot of cows, a lot of sheep, a lot of goats, a lot of pigs, right?
I looked at how much percentage of the produce comes from California. It says approximately half of all fruits and vegetables consumed in the United States are grown in California.
So that means it's going to hit this summer. So we're going to start filling the prices immediately because you already got whole fields, thousands of acres of fields, acres of land where the crops have gone unpicked because none of the Northern Kingdom was showing up to work, man. Right? Then you've seen all the joke videos from all the MAGA haters. You know, Esau is a complete house divided. Somebody can grab that. But they're making all this, you know, these were Edomites making these videos. Go ahead, good old boys, you got your jobs back. You know, going out to them fields and you know, Edomites, they always screaming that Mexicans are taking our jobs. The fields are empty. What are the white folks at? Why all these white folks that was mad about the Mexicans picking their fruit, picking their vegetables and shit? Your jobs are open now. Where y'all at? What's the problem? Okay? So they're realizing that they fucked up. You know, the skit on Dave Chappelle, they know that they fucked up, right?
This includes a large portion of the nation's vegetables and over 3/4 of its fruits and nuts. Specifically, California produces nearly all of the U.S. artichokes, broccoli, cauliflower, garlic, celery, spinach, and carrots, as well as over 70% of the lettuce.
Damn, you got a town called Gilroy. I used to hate driving through there, right? Because the town of Gilroy, that's all they do is grow garlic. So even when you driving, there's so many garlic farms, all right? And I believe, if I remember correctly, you hit Gilroy off 101, all right? Because I remember, it was like going down towards Santa Cruz, where they made, what was that, Lost Boys? All right, when you leave in the San Francisco area, going down 101, you drive through Gilroy, and literally about 10 miles before you hit Gilroy, there's small garlic. You smell garlic for about 20, 25 miles. Right? That's not right. You smell it, and they garlic everything. Garlic ice cream, garlic candy, you know. I guess the motherfuckers in Gilroy healthy as hell with no high blood pressure. Right? If you eat a lot of garlic, your immune system gonna be strong. You're definitely not gonna have high blood pressure. All right, eat garlic ice cream. Right? But that's a huge percentage. Damn, they're all the garlic, man. So what you're about to see is prices go even higher, man. And people is not gonna be able to afford to take care of their families, man. They already can't do it. Okay? It's already hard now. And for the few families that's together where there's a mother and a father, if it's hard for them, how much more if you're single? All right? Go ahead.
It says vegetables. California grows more than 40% of the nation's vegetables, and is the largest vegetable producer. The state is responsible for over 3/4 of fruits and nuts grown in the U.S. California is the sole or dominant producer of many crops, including almonds, artichokes, pistachios, pomegranate, walnuts, and more.
Damn, and I love pistachio. Go ahead.
While Florida dominates fresh tomato production, California produces the vast majority of processed tomatoes.
And see, they're on board with this. They're on board with the building of concentration camps. But yet your food is not being taken. So the truth of the matter is, Malwa make America white all over. Okay, they hurt America more than they helped it. And MAGA is feeling guilty because, you know, and then you got especially the dumbass Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom that actually voted for him. You saw them Cubans on the boat for Donald Trump dancing and shit and singing. You know, they getting down for Donald Trump, and now they crying. Because they snatching them up left and right. Right? You know? And then I saw a video that outright just made me enraged, man. You had this Mexican father, this old head. Brother had to be about around my age or a little older, but he had 3 sons that were all U.S. Marines. All right, 2 of them, I believe, are still on active duty. All his sons served honorably in the U.S. Marine Corps. ICE came. Not only did they snatch him up, they beat his old ass. Damn. So you know how raised his sons were? Watching that video, watching the way they beat and bouncing his father's head off the concrete. You know, a bunch of fat, racist ass Edomites. All right, and he's only about 150 pounds, man. Oh. And an older guy. Yeah. You know, and you watching these officers beat him up. You know, and his sons are 3 fucking Marines, man. So you're looking at a division that's happening in this country like you've never seen before. Even within the military, it's just the same way that they have certain groups of people that are watching us, right? Knowing that all we're going to do is come out here and put you on blast and prophesy. If anything happened in America, you best believe you need to look at the facade. Look at some of your alphabet law enforcement agencies. All right? You pay attention to them. All right? Because they're going to blame it on Iran or somebody else. You know how they just happen to find couples. Out of all the millions of people, they happen to find one couple that got some shit. How they just found a missile, Iranian missile, under some Mexican dude's porch in Campo. Right. Out of all the people, everybody's under some Mexican guy just happened to have some Iranian, missiles under his back porch, just chilling. You know, that's like the story is so weak, man. It's so pathetic, man. So I guess he got a manifesto and a note, and in broken English, how he hate America, and all the other bullshit. Right. And when some shit go down, he gonna accidentally drop his ID too. Leave it there. Pedro was here. Man, he saw so full of shit, and his stories are so fucking weak, man. Right. Go ahead, bro.
Will somebody still read? I'll read the book.
Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 26 and 25. It says, when he speaketh fair, believe him not. But there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by the sea. His wickedness shall be shewed before the whole congregation. Whoso diggeth the pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth the stone, it will return upon him.
Right, so the same way that people are looking sideways at the J-00 small hats and see them for what they are, the whole world sees that they're the problem. People are looking at America and the Edomites here in America in the same fashion, man. They're looking at them the same way, all right? So you're not going to be able to hide, just like the small hats have worn out the anti-semantics shield, all right? They've worn that shit out, okay? The American patriot is tired. People are tired of the American patriot, man. And the American patriot is tired of feeling like he's betrayed by his own government, man. So they so worried about us. What you really got to worry about is these good old boys. All right, these heavily armed Southerners, these white militias that's all up in your military, and all up in your police departments, and all up in your government agencies, man. You still have allegiances to all them good old boy groups down there in the South that got miniguns and shit. Right? Hell, I was watching a video, man. Some of the Southerners, they actually got tanks and armored vehicles, man. Right? And they all been so-called waiting about to pew each other.
Right.
Right? Because these people are flagrantly and blatantly trampling over the law of the land, which is the so-called Constitution, man. They're trampling over it. There's no checks and balances. All right? That's why you supposedly had 3 branches of government. And the fact of the matter, we've really had many. We've got on top of the executive, the legislative, and the judicial system. You also have the IRS, which is a form of government, because it doesn't answer to any of the 3 forms of government. Right? They do whatever the hell they want. Right? And then you had the small hat NGOs. You got all these non-government organizations that are actually foreign. All right? So why is it that you know that American has the right to the freedom of speech, to speak against America or any other country, and not even like in a way of speaking against it violently, just pointing out the wrongdoings and the violations of the law. But the moment you say anything about Israel,
cut him off.
We already know. Mike go dead, you can't hear it no more. All right? So why is that? Why is America so hell-bent on protecting that small piece of land that holds no worth to the country of America? And when they ask that question, they never answer.
Joe Biden said, if Israel wasn't there, we'd have to create an Israel just to defend our interests in the area. All that is a gas up fucking place, man.
There it is, man.
He said if we didn't have Israel, we'd have to create one because they need an ally in that area. But guess what? That convenient lie is going to be the dart in your back, man. Understand, man?
It already is. Because the whole world, they've been on it. They've been called on it. And so many American journalists and so many American-loving Edomites that actually love America, they're mad. And they're calling it. And they're telling you daily on the internet and on their platforms that it is not beneficial to America in any way whatsoever to support the nation of Israel. The truth of the matter is, I think it's an average of what it was the number, 14 billion? Yeah. Was it 14 billion annually plus?
Yeah, 14
You know, that's just the big, right.
That's without
14,
emergency
so
funding,
let's
right?
just take $14 billion and add up 20 years. 20 times 14 billion. And then take that money and put that money into Philadelphia, into Chicago, into New York, into LA, into your farmlands, into your, what could you have done? All right? You could have erased every ghetto. You could have, so you got Philly, all the big cities, right? You know, Philly, LA, New York, Chicago, all the places that are, you could have hooked it up to every neighborhood up to where you didn't have an issue. But that's not what they want to do because they want all the money to be hoarded to the few. And that's what this UBI and the reason why they're crashing this system. That's the reason why they're doing this thing. This is a deliberate collapse, man. This is that order ad kale that we learned. You know, I never heard of that term until I heard the apostles speak about it. But that's exactly what order ad kale is about, man. You create the chaos, man. I always use the analogy of the burning building, right? I go running in the building. I kick in the doors. The wind blows my carpet. I look cool as hell.
You always do, Elder.
I run out. I save you. And you say, my baby. Oh shit, don't worry about it, bitch. I'm going back for your baby.
That's
I
right.
Run back in. I get your baby. I go back in, I get your dog, and you just love my dirty drawers. Right? You got pictures of me all over your wall and everything. And then you find out 20 years later that I'm the one that set the damn fire. That's America.
Right.
That's America. That's the so-called white man. That's what he does, man.
I got one back up on that.
Go ahead,
It's
brother.
Nahum's 3:1. It says, "Woe to the bloody city! It's all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not." And
going?
it says, "The noise of the wind."
Break down that part.
So the fact of the matter is, America is this bloody city. They don't give a fuck who they prey on, like the elders going into. It's going to be the elites against everybody else, and they're going to continue to destroy you, stupid ass common Americans. Y'all dumbasses have no clue. You have always been their prey. They have always wanted to use you as cattle to destroy you, have you running rampant. They're not going to stop. And along with you Israelites, who the whole reason behind this debauchery now is because of who we are. They know we're the chosen people. That hatred has never stopped. But because y'all continue to believe in this system, this is why you keep getting food.
Exactly. Like, I'm looking at Tizzy's little thing. Tizzy and Cuban got a cleavage all out, a little picture up, showing off a business next to the flag of oppression, man. Because our people believe in their oppressors, man. And, you know, Esau Edom, he had no problem in any business laws or anything like that. All right? But if our brother tried to open up a barber shop, yeah. Right. If his drug homies can't, you know, kick him down to help him get started. You know? Bring it out, brother.
It's Isaiah 30 and 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise his word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant.
Damn, but them niggas are shiesty as hell.
Right.
Right.
Colin and fucking Matthew behind that motherfucker too. Who let them niggas in?
They got hats and hoodies on, and it's 90 degrees.
What the hell?
Right? What the hell?
Them niggas deserve to be
Yeah, they
hyped.
probably got the shiesty mask in their pockets. At any minute, they can give them put them up with the dirt, man.
Man, they're white people. They got the whole fit. That nigga's a shiesty embodiment. He don't need a shiesty. His existence is a thorn to my side, nigga. We keep reading on that because right there in that Nahum 3, it's gonna go into what's gonna have to happen in America. It says the planting horses.
Yep.
That's why they're fucking fortifying these roads so that when the military tanks come impose martial law, y'all ain't gonna go anywhere, man. Go ahead.
This is Nahum 3 and 2. It says the noise of the whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and the prancing horses and the jumping of chariots.
That's right. What jumping chariots can do that? Those are fucking military. Those are military tanks that are made to go all terrain.
Jeeps,
Yep.
those all-terrain, those M-Raps,
Mm-hmm.
right? And which they, and a lot of them that they didn't use, they sent back here and gave to the police department.
Yep.
So a lot of police departments are already militarized. Regular cops rolling around in M-Raps, they're not even SWAT teams. I can understand why you would give them to a SWAT team.
Right.
But you got regular cop units now.
Right.
You know?
You got regular cops in fatigues like they're at war. What do you mean? This is America.
Right. Yeah. Who you
Mother, what the fuck you wearing a uniform to what? To correct civilians?
Right. Who ain't got no military backing, no weapons, no army. You going to war with your own people who have nothing, who have been oppressed and robbed from day one.
It's the reason why that great sedition is at hand, man.
Let's go.
Because, like you said, you know, you got a lot of military people that are up to here with their politicians and unlawful orders. And see what you got to understand within the military, you're taught in boot camp to not follow an unlawful order. They don't teach. They teach you that in boot camp.
Yeah.
It's a part of boot camp. They teach you, look, because you're under when you're in the military, you're under the American Constitution, and you're also under the UCMJ, which is the Uniform Military Code of Justice. That's what it means. The UCMJ, the Uniform Military Code of Justice. So you're under two sets of laws. They're like those with the tablets, right? You're under. So those tablets got all the laws on them. All right. You're under both. Okay. So the thing is that you have to learn the 10 general orders. And one of the 10 general orders, it's been a long time, but one of the 10 general orders is not to follow an unlawful order. All right, if someone gives you an order that is unlawful, and anyone, no matter if it's the president, if it's the damn commandant in the Marine Corps, you know, the damn naval admiral, whoever the fuck it is, man. If someone gives you an order that goes against the supreme law of the land, which is the Constitution, all right? If someone gives you an order that goes against that, that is an unlawful order and does not have to be followed. And we have an administration that it seems like on a weekly basis, go against the law of the land by putting forth decrees, executive orders, et cetera, that are in violation to the law of the land. The citizens are sick of it. The military people are sick of it. They get ready to have some problems, man.
They're like, what rule haven't we broken? Because I feel like we haven't broken one yet. And they find a new one.
Yeah.
They're like, what haven't we done? I feel like we're not
Somebody
surprising
missed
these
it
people.
by law. Get that.
Yeah.
Home premise best part.
Yeah, I got one while you grab that. Grab that.
No, let them get that. Get this receipt about the law of the land.
I think that one has
Psalm
a number
chapter
too.
94.
Yeah, 94.
You got it, Allah. Go ahead.
I had to remember.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Psalms 94 and 20.
And it says,
Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
Right? We're framing mission by a law, man. Okay? And then they pick and choose. All right? So right now, they're up in arms about no American soldiers, B.B. Milkowski, none of them can be brought up. The Hague does not have, wait a minute, you're the one that put this shit in place. Does not have dominion or jurisdiction over American citizen, over an American soldier, blah, blah, blah. Then why are people getting hit up with Title 40 child support? This Title 4D child support also comes out of the Hague. So they don't want to hold B.B. Milkowski and all them Israeli and whatever American military for all the shit that they've done to civilians who are unarmed often. All right, okay. They don't want to hold them accountable in any of these courts. But the saying that court now doesn't have jurisdiction over America, then why does anybody in America have a Title 4D child support case?
Lindsey Graham said it. He
It's the same
said,
fucking. You see the hypocrisy?
That's right.
It's bullshit.
Right.
So wait a minute. You just said that they don't, because guess what? It's against the law. Against the law of the land. This is what I'm talking about. Americans are complaining about violating the law. You've been living under violations of the law of the land for a long time, right? Because, and I'm just using this as an example, Title 4D child support, Title 4D is a foreign treaty. It says it in their own bylaws, right? It is of a foreign treaty. It is out of the Hague, and it is illegal to put an American citizen under a foreign treaty. Hence the reason they're using that same defense to protect their soldiers and to protect B.B. Milkowski because he have dual citizenship.
Lindsey Graham said it. He got on TV, he said, that was made for us to inform. It was never meant to come against us. When they said that they were going to arrest Milkowski in Europe, he said, that was a decree that was made. Not for us.
There you go.
For the rest of, he said, nigga, you gotta live by that rule.
Right.
Not me.
There you go.
That's a rule for you.
Right.
Exactly. Now here we go. This is the law of the land, all right? And this is from the Black's Laws Dictionary. It says, the law of the land, the general misconception is that any statute passed by legislators, DJ Trump
Right.
and his people, bearing the appearance of law, constitutes the law of the land. The U.S. Constitution is the supreme law of the land. And any statute to be valid must be in agreement. All right? It has to be in agreement with it. All the stuff with the C-19er, that shit went in agreement. Those were all executive orders that were in violation of the law of the land. Not to mention that, you know, all the people that's unalived and got myocarditis and they pulling blood clots. What do you call the people that do the autopsies?
Right.
You got now they're all showing the coroner. You got coroners across the world that are showing all the evidence of all the bodies of the people who died suddenly, and they all have the same. You know, they all had something in common.
They get embalmed.
All right, right. The embalmers. They all had something in common. All right.
They smoke with
But
you.
it says the U.S. Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and any statute to be valid must be in agreement. All right? It is impossible for a law which violates the Constitution, many of the things that's in the big, beautiful bill, damn near the whole thing.
Yep.
All right?
That's 25.
It is impossible for a law which violates the Constitution to be valid. This is essentially states as follows. All laws which are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void. The bill that they passed is null and void and it's fucking illegal. All right? When all those people took the oath and part of it, especially those of them that are in the military, it is unlawful. All right? You do not teach you're taught in the what was it, the 10 general orders, right? You're taught one of the 10 general orders is not to follow an unlawful order. They teach you that, right? So we come upon the village in Vietnam, and I'll tell you, ain't no frag them. You're like, for what? They're unarmed, they're no threat. I don't give a fuck. So I say go frag them. You don't have to follow that order. All right? And that's what I'm just giving you an example. All right? That sort of thing goes on. Just giving you an example, man. So they're passing all these laws, which are now starting to care, especially the white ones, until now the things being done to Jacob is being done to them. And what they have to understand, what they have to acknowledge and admit to is that Jacob's trouble is Esau's trouble too.
God knows.
All right? It's his trouble too. It's not just Jacob's trouble. Like Jacob's the only one going through this shit. Hey, how was Shanau? How was Shanau? Con, you got time for it? Correct me. When we were in boot camp, I don't know if they did it when you came, but how we had to learn the 10 general orders. Right? You remember that? Now I'm not crazy. One of the 10 general orders for you not to follow unlawful order. Okay, so I was right. That's what I thought. So any order that's unlawful, the soldier does not have to follow it. Because if you follow the unlawful order, and then they go after that commanding officer or whoever gave that order, and your ass went and did it, you right there with him.
That's right.
Right, you standing there right next to him, getting that court martial. You know, if that shit comes down. All right, just saying. So that somebody get that whatever you had, somebody was hold subscriptions and get that second Ezra 15. Because this is hurling America towards a civil disturbance. That's a good way to be anti-spiritual.
This is Isaiah 10 and 1. It says, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievous which they have prescribed. So like the elders were going into these unrighteous decrees that Esau has put out, he put out for the masses, that he was never going to uphold himself. They just for the masses to continue to subject us into his wicked system.
That was for you.
That's just for you niggas. That ain't for us. It says to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. And what happened is they was cool with it as long as it was just Israelites and in the northern kingdom. Now it's affecting y'all dumbass, the rest of America, you poor white Americans. Now you being subject to these same unrighteous decrees, and now you can't take it. Now what you gonna do?
And now you on the internet crying every day on TikTok, crying every day on the Instagram about how you can't make it.
Right.
You know, you working 2 or 3 jobs. You know, these women crying, sitting in their car crying, pulling their hair. Right. Now, and you know, making a video. Now I know what black people were talking about. You know.
Exactly.
Oh, now you listen.
Now you listen. Now you broke and bad.
It's good, brother. It's the second Ezra 15 and 1. Matter of fact, before you even start that, somebody get 9, 1 through 6, and then you start that.
This is 2nd Ezra 9, 1 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right, and we're prophesying that to you. Right, the same way we start off every lesson with this camp, with Jeremiah 28:8. Yep. Right, and then I had the bros read 1 Peter 4 and 11. We speak as an oracle. He's speaking the words of Ezra right now. Read.
It says, therefore, when there shall be earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
There was one place in the world, I can't think of it, but in that one place, there was over 10,000 earthquakes in the last couple of weeks. Damn. Right? And so there's been earthquakes, unheard of amount of earthquakes in the high thousands, 20, 30,000 earthquakes, man, over the last couple of years alone. All right? And all over the place. Okay?
There's another uproar right now going on in Mexico. All the Mexicans, and they are telling the Edomites, like, hey, mi casa no es tu casa. Get out of here. Like,
oh, damn.
They're going around the street.
Wow.
There was an Edomite in the car just watching them pass by, and they were screaming at him, like, no, get out of here.
How many times have we said that would happen? That Esau will be rolling around South America and Argentina, and he just gonna start getting pulled out of his car and getting the flops. All right?
The flips and the flops.
Okay? You're gonna be getting, and you know what? And you don't want to get the flops and get the boots put to you by a crowd of Mexicans. Because you know half of them wearing cowboys.
Have you seen them niggas dance? Before they get stomped out with gators and fucking heels?
Yeah, you're right. Exactly all that stomping and shit.
Bro, it took me like 10 minutes as a short to take out my dad's boot. I can only imagine if he was stomping the shit out of it. That shit stays stuck, bro. That shit don't move, bro.
So there it is, man. That's beautiful to hear. Me casa, not you casa.
Not yours, not hell no.
Get out.
Get your ass out. You kicking us out? Now
And that's it. Look, and look, and can I say that that's the reason why you can say that it's not a color thing? Because the Mexicans don't give a. Granted, most of them are idolaters, but that it ain't about color shit. It's showing you that the animosity towards the Caucasians is really it. They wouldn't call them white men, that's what we're saying. It's not a color thing. It's an ethnicity thing. So you Caucasians have went as Israelis, as Americans, as Brits, as Portuguese, as French. There you go, as the exactly, as the Tasmanians, and guess what? No matter where you go, Jake sniffs you out. They know who you are. Your pompous, your pride describes you.
Yep.
So it's not, you're right, it's not about race. Because guess what? When they're talking about Americans, they're not pointing at a black man with an afro. They're pointing at that white guy with the America and the Mohawk and the Budweiser in his hand. They're not worried about you Mexicans and Spics and all you other niggas that count yourselves as Americans. They're worried about Brian with the fucking faux hawk and that America First theory. And that personality is being rejected globally, which is something brand new. See, back then, the white man could be like, this is my money, it lets me do whatever I want.
Yep.
And it's gonna allow me to do all that. Now that your money's gone, bro, look, bro, you're fucking dusty, you're fucking garbage, you can't pull no bitch, you ain't got no hoes. Go home, bro.
Smell too. I got what you were saying.
He's a needle scratch. You know what? Somebody falls on the fucking on the
the
table.
party, right?
That's him, bro. Esau is a table. He's a fucking disc scratcher, bro.
Bumping into the fucking
Right.
Yeah,
Everybody was getting down. Here he comes.
Here he comes.
Fucking falls on right. He fucking falls on the table, ruins it for everybody. That's Esau, man.
This is Psalms, chapter 73, verse 6. Therefore pride compasseth about them as a chain.
Yes,
Violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than a heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression.
right.
They speak lawfully.
Why would they speak good about oppression? They're the only one causing it. Of course, what would he have to say against it? He's the one benefiting from the pillaging of the planet, man. How dare he? Why would he speak of something he knows nothing of, man? All he knows is how to oppress, man. He hasn't been the oppressed, but guess what? Let's see when the shoe's on the other foot. We're gonna see why it says one nation was stronger than the other, man. When it talks about Genesis, man. Because I want to see a white man get up for work after his woman tells him he ain't shit. He got a little dick, and the bitch is unhappy. I want to see that nigga get up to work every day with high blood pressure, diabetes, with a cold.
He's not gonna get that far. He on the line.
That's my point. Is
No,
that
Esau will come home, burn down the whole house.
yeah.
Right? And then shoot himself.
Taking everybody with him.
murder suicide.
Right? He gonna kill the kids, the dog,
Right, everybody got died.
mom-in-law, everybody.
And they showed you that on that show, what's it called, White Lotus. The one guy, he was because they were about to lose all their money or have a little reduction. So he was thinking, hey, well, my family, they can't survive. They used to be in pampered.
Exactly. Which means really living without your means. That's really what it means, Doc. That's why America's gonna go under, because all of you guys have a $5,000 credit card that's $4,900 in debt, and that can is being kicked so far because America's gonna come up. Not since 2008, but you guys keep dreaming.
Yeah, people are financing fast food.
That's right. Groceries.
Right?
I heard PayPal do four.
Their people are using their credit cards, building up tabs, grocery shopping, and for McDonald's and shit like that. It's bad. It really is. It's bad, man. So this whole allure, all that shit is going. These hoes ain't gonna have no money to put in.
Right. You get that toilet, bro.
Right, and she gonna have to use her pretty face and her sleeves just to get this
Going into it.
right?
I just wanted to bring that receipt for you. That's UCMJ Article 92. All right, it says this article requires service members to obey lawful orders, but it also makes it clear that unlawful orders are not to be followed.
There it is.
An unlawful order is one that requires commission of a crime, violates the Constitution,
Wait, it does what?
violates the
And,
Constitution.
and what is the supreme law of the land? When you are in the Marine Corps or any other branch of service, you are under the UCMJ and the Constitution. And the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. These legislators, these NGOs, the APAC, and all these, what they do, they come up with all these things, and these legislators put that shit into law, and it's all in violation of the Constitution. Right?
And Marine Corps General Orders, Order number 3, to repeat all violations, or to report all violations of orders I am instructed to enforce. So there you go.
There you go, man. The law of the land first. And if you're telling me, and so if there's a violation of something within the law, the third general order for a soldier to do is report it. All right? You see that? So these people, they fuck themselves, and they're about to warn each other. Go ahead and finish those scriptures. You're still in Ezra 9.
Yeah.
Finish. Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra 9, now verse 4. It says, "Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs."
Right, so all the effects and signs are here way in the end. And one of the effects and one of the signs is that America, on top of all the problems that it has, which are innumerable at this point, one of the problems that America has, which is dangerously at hand, is civil division. All right, so you can go ahead and get that. Somebody can hold on to that Mark 2. We never got to that 3. Yeah, Isaiah 19 as well. Yeah.
I'm holding that. I got this. You want the Mark now?
Well, let them. Yeah. You know what? Read those two first, and then read it back.
This is Mark 3 and 24. And if
3.
Mark 3 and 23, and he called unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand.
Right, so a kingdom and a house, because when you think about it, the kingdom of America, all right, is ran by the house of Esau. Okay? It hit me. Well, Amalek been at the head of it, but it's the house of Esau. All right? So the kingdom of America, all right, which is the head kingdom, the G7 is getting weaker while the BRICS is getting stronger, by the way. Okay? But America, the kingdom of America, is ran and controlled by the house of Edom. Edomites run and control America, right? Via the Israelis. Okay? Who are also Edomites, collectively. All right?
It says, verse 26, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand.
So that's what's about to happen. All right? Billy Bob and them down on the farm is getting ready to raise up against all them uppity city folk that ain't down with the good old boy system. Because the good old boys want the Constitution in place. All right? Because in their mind, too, that was never meant for you niggas either. Because when the Constitution was put into place, you niggas were slaves.
Yep. 3/5 human.
All right?
Right.
Okay? You Spanish-speaking niggas was colonized. So that the Constitution wasn't for neither one of y'all.
Right.
Right? That was for them. And they mad.
Right.
All right? Because they wanted back to the good old days. They want to sing that Dukes of Hazzard song. Just the good old days. You know? Y'all too young for that, but go ahead, brother. And then one day the Dukes of Hazards too. The Dukes. Of Hazard County.
Cheeks.
Right? The Dukes of Hazard County. No, the Dukes of Edom. Right?
But even they're like the most coveted, like
And they drove their car with the General Lee.
Yeah.
Confederate flag.
They were driving around town, right, with a car with a Confederate flag on it,
Yeah.
doing stunts and shit.
hey, you gotta think about
The
it.
Dodge Charger, made famous in Fast and the Furious. That's what what Bo and Luke Duke drove. Same car that Dom drove,
General Lee.
right?
Esau
Yeah, it
does,
was one of the Dodge Chargers. Yeah.
Esau does that because some of their most prestigious college teams. For basketball, it's Duke University, and for football is the Alabama Crimson Tide. And we know what crimson means. It's red. It's crime. He's guilty. So he himself tells you because he props these teams up.
That blood.
Duke University.
Roll Tide. I remember that. Roll Tide. Right. So the tide of blood just rolling in, man.
Which is evidence, which is of their crime, because that's what he's done.
Right, which is usually what happened whenever the Romans left the area. There was a lot of blood. Right? Go ahead, we still in that? Who's reading? Still a little more to that? Oh, okay, come. Right to the next one then, Isaiah.
Isaiah. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor.
Before that, I was trying to go up to one because it talks about the visitation of the idols in Egypt. So all your fucking idols are going to get visited on. We're to see if the Virgin Mary unfolds her hands to come save your ass. Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 1. The daughters of Egypt, behold, going to have a rider upon a cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence.
That's right, brother. Go ahead.
And the chariots are making their appearance known in Egypt damn near daily, man. There's always a new video of somebody, whether it be an Edomite, Ephraimite, whatever ite, all right, recording some shit changing into a cloud and moving around and moving an unnatural way. But what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Oh shit. You know? What is that? It's not a plane, darling. You know? Go ahead.
And the hearts of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
Yep.
And they shall fight everyone against his brother.
So you get ready to have race riots, class riots, and civil sedition, where people are going to go against their government. And a brother was just showing me images of how violent it was getting down in Mexico with the Israelites down there going after the Edomites, going after the gringos. So I can imagine, man, they probably just snatched up some little blonde gringo girl having their way with it right now.
Let's hope so, because them niggas are idolaters.
City gets
They
city.
don't know how to do it.
How to seize. They arrested her.
Rest!
City against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Kingdom against kingdom, man. Right? So they get ready to go to war on each other. And the brother just said before we turned on the camera that them cries gonna be a dinner call. Right? One gonna be screaming, help me, help me. And the dude gonna come help the other dude rape her. Right. Right. Let me hold, I got her legs, homie.
She's a runner.
She's like, she thinking she getting help. Right. She's like, right.
It's like a tag team match. No turn.
Right. I'm done with it. Your turn, homie.
Man.
No, but you know that sort of thing is going to happen. And it's going to happen a lot. All right? Because a lot of you women are going to get left out here with no covering and no protection. And I've even seen videos of women saying they fear what men will do so that when lawlessness comes and they can see the lawlessness is on its way. The smart ones can see it. All right? And
Remember the video?
And they're preparing themselves.
But she's like, he's outside, he's like, is there anywhere that you can be safe? She's like, bitch, that's what I'm calling you.
Right.
Can you get anywhere to safety? Can you get away from him?
Right.
She's like, bitch, that's what I'm calling
She's
you.
like, no, and basically, the operator miles just told her, bro, get you a job Vaseline, put that shit all over your holes,
Be like, how strong are you really?
Right. Lube yourself up. Right, because he's talking about he's coming through the door now. Yeah, that was a fucked up phone call. And she was like, there's nobody coming for you. Bitch, you're gonna have to take it.
She's like, what's gonna hurt more? Him beating your ass or you
Girl,
surrendering?
go get you some shots of whiskey. Go drink you about 5 shots of whiskey and put that lube on.
Hey, Elder Malcolm, what
Right,
song she tell Sasa?
That's what I was thinking about.
What song she tell
That's
Sasa?
what she told Shasa.
Hey, you better drink,
She
shorty.
said
'cause,
she gave her, she poured her some wine and said, here, drink.
if they come
She
through
said,
this
because
door.
if them men come through that door, you want to be nice and drunk when they come through here. Drink.
That's right.
So she's just like, hey, here.
Take that.
She's like, get your mind right.
If thou shalt find a maiden in the field, and she is not betrothed.
So, but unfortunately, that's just the reality of, you know, how we're making light of it. But the scripture said that we will laugh at their calamity, and so we are kind of scoffing. We're laughing. You scoffed at us doing this work. You scoffed at the truth. You scoffed at the truth so hard. So now you're going to be a victim. As a matter of fact, some of you people, some of you men scoff. This may happen to your daughters, your mothers, your sisters, your wives, even to you. That's right. Because men are going to be getting raped too. All right, you're gonna have the booty warriors out here.
Yeah.
We can do this the easy way.
That booty is more important than water.
Meat
The choice is yours, Mr. Hanson.
Right?
Hey, but you know what?
Tie you and your wife up, and then leave your wife alone. You got that fucked up look on your face like,
Right.
Whoa.
you know, right?
Guard.
Hey, but you know what? This is visitation on the fucking Catholic idolaters, man. You fucking Mexicans are gonna die. You Guatemalans, Central Americans, whatever. Evangelism has fucked you guys up so bad that you guys are gonna die waiting for a blue-eyed bandit to come save you. You guys
Same
gonna
one you
die
try to
rejecting
kick
the
out
Lord,
your
man.
country. And you know what's crazy too? There's not a Catholic alive that haven't been told by someone else that the Lord was a so-called black man. They've all heard it. Some of them heard it and believed it, but still choose to follow that way. Yep. They've all heard it. There's no excuses, man. They've all, yeah, exactly. Well, you know, they could be like Michael's mother in Good Time. But this is the only one I know. All right? And even she read through it and said, oh my God, it does say that. But it does take the false one down there. You know? Cognitive denialism. All right? It's even worse than cognitive dissonance. They're cognitive denialism. They're outrightly denying the truth that was looking them in the face. Willingly ignorant. All right? It's just like at their tournament. What was that, about 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago? Right? We're at the tournament. We're down disco right on the mat. Dude wrestling, he fucking everybody up. All right? And he had a damn, about a foot tall Mary at the edge of the mat with the camera behind her, like she holding the camera.
That
Like
shit is
Mary filmed
The
the
idol
mat.
couldn't even hold the camera.
You're right.
What?
Mary and that bitch screaming, get the back.
Right? Take his back.
Take it back.
Watch out for that choke. Man, I looked at that thing. The brother pointed it out to me. I looked at it and I immediately put a curse on him, man. And he was fighting absolute, so he was the bigger dude. The dude was fighting was smaller guy, lighter guy. And they was both purple belts. Man, that white dude turned into fucking Mr. Fantastic on his ass. That nigga was so flexible. He couldn't pass that dude's guard. Every time he passed his guard, he got caught in something. He was trying to get back out. Yeah, he lost that match, man. But I saw that, and I just got mad, man. I'm like, man, I ain't never, in all my years, I've never seen a nigga bring his statue. Carry his God to the match. Right. People, guys in the, winning the fight, and they doing all their little stuff and kissing up to they pointing up to the Lord, whatever. This nigga carrying his God. Right. Your God can't even walk.
Matter of fact, y'all get that, man. This is with
No, this
14,
thing,
15.
This thing, it couldn't even set itself up on the mat. It couldn't set itself up on the edge of the mat, nor could it even hold your camera. It couldn't do shit for you, man. It's a damn idol. All right? And in a sense, America has have idolatized or made idols out of Donald Trump, out of America itself. All right? It's just giant, it's all just wicked idolatry, man.
Lady Liberty. Where the fuck is Lady
Not even
Liberty?
out of the flag itself, man. It's all idolatry. Okay? Bring it out.
Book of Psalms 115. Allow me to start at 2. Wherefore shall be. Matter of fact, let me start at 3. But our power is in the heavens. He hath done whatsoever he hath pleased. Their idols are silver and gold, work of men's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Voices have they, but they smell not. Nose have they, but they smell not. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Not to speak they through their throats, that they make them like unto them. So is everyone that trusteth in them.
Right, and how stupid are you? All right, so, you know, I was a Marvel fan. All right? When I was a kid, it's funny. I always wanted them. I used to play with I had the figurines. I had the Captain America, Spider-Man, you know, the Hulk. I didn't really fuck with DC that much. I didn't really fuck with them like that. I just didn't like DC. But I had all the little action figures, and I was like, man, it'd be so dope if they make movies out of this shit. So I get to be adult now. You got all these Marvel movies, right? And so, you know, I've had the little figurines and comic books. I used to be really good at drawing. I used to draw whole fucking comic book scenes on walls and shit. Right? I was real good with the color. Okay? But I ain't never sat there and worshiped that shit. I ain't read, you know, it's like, damn, you know, I admire this. And Wolverine was one of my favorite characters, man. You know? And I used to draw these fucking savage, him and Conan, all right? I would draw these savage ass scenes of Conan and Wolverine fighting, you know, hundreds of people, just them two, tearing people apart and shit, all right? And you know, but it wasn't like at night when the lights went out, I was praying for Wolverine and Conan.
That's
you know,
right.
It's a difference, man. You know, and so you buy a figurine, and then you buy Mary, but then you're gonna light up candles and incense and pray to, and she's no different from your plastic Wolverine.
Right.
Right.
Makes an action figure.
Wolverine looking at you like, the fuck you doing?
He's like, at least I have a beard, nigga. What are you doing?
Right.
I ain't getting no candy.
Exactly. You know, go ahead, what you got?
I ain't never died. Yeah,
This
it's
is
amazing.
what the elder Campo had called for. This is the letter of Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 16. It says, whereby they are known not to be gods, therefore fear them not. For like as a vessel that a man useth is nothing worth when it is broken. Even so it is with their gods. When they be set up in the temple, their eyes be full of dust through the feet of them that come in. And as the doors are made sure on every side upon him that offendeth the king, as being committed to suffer death, even so the priests make fast their temple of doors with locks and bars, lest their gods be spoiled with robbers. They
Right. If this is for God, why you gotta guard it from robbers? If it's a God, it should be able to ward off
Yeah,
robbers.
why church doors got locks on them?
Right.
He's on the break. He's
Right,
taking a
why-
bubble.
Why do churches
Why
close?
churches got gates and shit on them? And locks.
Hey, Joel Osteen, why didn't he let anybody in?
They got high ass walls with armed guards. The Vatican got their own police, their own army and shit. These motherfuckers walking around with MP5s. You know? Right. Well, we can only imagine what's in the vaults of the Vatican, though. You know, 500 years of 500 plus years of colonization. I wouldn't be that. You know, this is just me speaking as a man. But I think that the menorahs and all that shit from Israel, when they sacked Israel, some of them boats in the back. I just believe that's probably where they're housing.
Shit, the Ark of Titus shows you they took it. So what do you think? They just dropped it somewhere?
They just drop it off.
Right.
They didn't melt it down. They got that shit. Yeah. And I'm willing to bet that it's probably in the boats of the Vatican. You know, it's just something I often ponder about, looking at the Ark. You know, at the Ark of Titus and just watching them carry all the heathen ass Edomites, white folks, you know, walking off with all the brown Israelites, all right, walking off with all their gold that they stole from the temples.
Continuing on, letter of Jeremiah 1 and 19 now. It says they light them candles, yea, more than for themselves, whereof they cannot see one. They are as one of the beams of the temple, yet they say their hearts are gnawed upon by things creeping out of the earth. And when they eat them in their clothes, they feel it not. Their faces are black through the smoke that cometh out of the temple. Upon their bodies and head sit bats, swallows, and birds, and the cats also.
That's the Egyptian shit. You know, whether you look on like the walls in Egypt, you got fucking bat head nigga. What's that nigga name? Horus.
Yeah, Horus.
Fucking Anubis, a goddamn
Yeah.
cat head.
Dagon.
Hey,
That's the dog head.
on the,
Anubis is the dog head.
Oh yeah, the dog head nigga. My bad.
hey, and on the side note, all of them fucking Greek letter organizations, that's really what they worshiping, man. All of these fucking Q dogs running around here putting up the hooks to their head. All you doing is the ears of Anubis.
Yeah.
You know, these are the gods that you worshiping when you take those oaths to be a part of these D9 organizations and so on and so forth, man. All of you niggas are idolaters, no matter how many times you try to say your organization is a Christian organization. You niggas don't believe in the Lord.
Not at all, man. And they be all right, and then because I know Q's that's personally, right, that are police officers, Muslims, everything that they do is contrary to one another. All right, how you gonna be a Muslim and a police officer, and throwing up the hooks? Right.
How could be Muslim and a pig?
That's some, and they bug the fuck out.
In the chapter that I was in, I had a pro fight. Now, I was in Alpha Phi Alpha. Them niggas always love to say, oh, we a Christian organization. Then they show you a picture of the first meeting when they had the Bible sitting on the table. Nevertheless, if this is a Christian organization, I had a pro fight. This nigga was a Muslim. So I looked, they got mad at me because I asked in the group chat, like, hey, so if this is a Christian organization, why this nigga here? And he even was like, well, he's fucking right.
Yeah, he don't even know why. Even he was like, well, shit. Then it's like, but then you don't even know what you joined.
Yeah.
Right. So now you bugged out Muslim shit, and now you some bugged out Alpha Dog shit. You don't see.
He said, how you a pig and a Muslim at the same time?
Yeah, all of them organizations, man. He brought up Horus. That ain't shit but Alpha Phi Alpha. That's why you see all the different fucking the tombs and the pyramids and shit on all of this shit, man. All of these niggas are some fucking idolaters, man. You got the Kappas. Them niggas worshiping Cupid. That's why they running around telling you, oh, we the pretty boys and we get all the ladies. Because they under that spirit of Dionysus, the fucking gays. All of these niggas are
That's why they step
idolaters,
so
man.
soft with their little canes and shit.
Why you think they running around with a candy cane, man? Calling each other
For
noopy.
little bitty ass canes. Right.
And on top
Like
of
they
that,
got little magic loved ones or some shit.
and these the same niggas that at their national conventions, they at hotels running around in fucking togas. Cause that's part of their fucking garb for their organization, man. In the Greek, man.
100% agree.
All of this shit.
So
wicked.
that's how you know that we're in that generation, man. That same when it's wicked generation during the time of Yahweh Shah, man. It's back in now. All right.
There was a little bit more here too.
To quote the Murph, this is the line down a circle, man. Go back a little bit.
Continuing on, letter of Jeremiah.
No, come on. Come on, baby. Come on through. Come on.
Letter of
Oh,
Jeremiah.
okay. Well, then come get in the shade.
Letter of Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 23. It says, by this ye may know that they are no gods. Therefore fear them not. Notwithstanding the gold that is about them to make them beautiful, except they wipe off the rust, they will not shine. For neither when they were molten did they feel it. The things wherein there is no breath and are bought for a most high price, they are borne upon shoulders, having no feet, whereby they declare unto men that they be not nothing worth.
Right, so that's why that nigga had to carry his idol to the match. You know, I was making a joke. The nigga trying to be like Kodo Khan from Mortal Kombat, man. He set the fucking statue here and he just gets stronger. That's not how that worked, man. And the Lord used that Edomite to humble his ass, man.
Yep.
But
a dude about 40 pounds lighter than him.
Done.
Had that damn Mr. Elastic rubber guard, man.
Done.
Fucking fought Gumby.
He was fighting Gumby.
Yeah.
He couldn't, man. You know. And
So
I watched him again too.
lanky-ass niggas.
The dude was a good wrestler, man.
Yeah.
But that dude, he couldn't get around that guy's guard, no matter how hard he tried, man. He tried out muscling him, tried smashing him. Dude would just do the splits.
That movie Flubber.
You're right. He couldn't get out of his guard, man.
Letter of Jeremiah 1 and 27. It says, they also that serve them are ashamed. For if they fall to the ground at any time, they cannot rise up again of themselves.
Right. So your statue, your idol is just sitting there collecting dust on its back, getting shit on. Right? It can't even get up. It's falling and it can't get up. Right?
Neither, if one set them upright, can they move them of themselves, neither.
Right. It's sitting, the statue sitting there just baking in the sun. Like, damn, if I was just a few feet to the left behind that tree.
If they be bowed down, can they make themselves straight? But they set gifts before them as unto dead men.
Yes, they set gifts before us, especially the Catholics, man. They're the worst at it.
Man.
All right? They come in and they leave food, you know, and not only them, these Buddhists do it too, man. All right? The Thai restaurant down the street from the dojo, they always putting food out on them lions. They got 2 lions that sit in front of the store on the sides of the doorway. All right? And they always coming out and putting food on it. All right? There used to be a Thai restaurant on Clark that closed down years ago that I used to go to all the time, man. All right? And they would put food out, and you got an underground Wacker Drive right there, man. Them bums would come up from underground Wacker Drive, right? And eat that food, man.
They're like, hey, your order 1 steak next time. Just mix it up.
Your God likes the number 2.
He doesn't like rice.
Just saying.
Can you substitute for lettuce?
Yeah, you know, your God said he liked the number 2.
Right.
You right?
He's not picky, but no onion. Please.
Yeah, this is Wisdom of Solomon 14:8. But that which is made with hands is cursed, as well as he that made it.
That's
right. Exactly. So him that made the fake God is cursed, and those who worship it, man. All right? We worship a God that we know is real.
That's right.
All right? But we can't see him. And matter of fact, the wind is blowing right now. That's the example I always use. Yep. All right? We can all see the trees and feel the wind blowing on our skin. All right? But just because we can't see it, we trying to say it ain't real?
Jake ain't never seen oxygen.
All right? Exactly. You breathe oxygen all day long. What it look like?
I don't know.
And oxygen came up and gave you some dap and some love. Would you recognize him?
Yeah.
Oh shit, nigga, you oxygen.
Yeah.
My man.
I didn't even know.
I need you, bro.
You're like, you're like,
exactly. So hey, look. So the Lord is cold like that, man. All right. Some more to that, brother.
Yeah, it says he because he made it, and it because being corruptible, it was called God. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto the Most High. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it.
That's right.
Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation. Because in the creature of the Most High, they have become an abomination.
That's right.
And stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise.
So what that's telling you, man, is that all these wicked churches that are around about, Christian, Baptist, Catholic, whatever, a lot of them have those idols in their churches. The Lord just promised it's going to be a visitation on every one of them. All right? It's like in my neighborhood is about 75-80% Issachar. So it's a few Polacks, the ones that couldn't afford
to leave.
All right?
God knows they hate them Mexicans for sure.
So you figure, man, it's a lot of idols, man, that are gonna get visitation. And I always drive by and see them on their doorsteps, on their lawns, man. And I just look at them, man, you know, they got a great big old kill me sign.
Right, they gotta come visit me first sign for the other.
Pretty much, man.
Stop here first.
Now let it be a holiday.
It says trick or treat. It'll be one or the other.
Go ahead, brother.
It's Psalms 115, verse 4. Their idols are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses have they, but they smell not. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak they through their throat. They that make them are like unto them.
So they got a body. Fingers, nose, mouth, they can't speak. You know, I'm a big Bruce Lee fan, man. That was a while when I used to collect statues of Bruce Lee. Like this little artifact.
Figurines.
You know, figurines, man. But you know, I ain't secretly putting no candles and shit.
Right. A shrine.
Right. You know, view me with your power.
Right.
You know? No, man. You know, exactly. So
He's a fusion.
So and it's amazing to me how you think that something was made by a person. You even look at it closely, it's gonna say trademark or made in, made by, they signed it. So they made that. All right, that was an image made by the hands of a man. I mean, how many more scriptures you need to hear?
But it says.
Him that made it and him that prayed to it are both condemned, man.
But that's why it says it's a tramp to the simple, because only the simple of our people would dare, like it says, you grab the tree, you make a table with all the scraps, you make the idol. You didn't even take the best part of the tree to make the idol. You took the scraps. And then you still believe that the ends and the extras to make a badass idol.
Right. Because you done made jewelry out of the gold, silver out of the
fire to heat your food, cook.
But all the residue that's left from you, you go scrap all that together. Now you're gonna make this Cesare Borgia or his sister LaQuisha. All right.
Or Korean Jesus. At least that nigga swole, man.
Right.
Pull up Korean Jesus, bro. That nigga got a chance. Cesare's getting his ass beat against Korean.
Korean Jesus gonna beat
He's gonna fuck his ass up, bro. He's gonna make him tap. I promise.
It says, so is everyone that trusteth in them, O Israel. Trust thou in Yahweh. He is their help and their shield. All right? And it lets you know that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is our power, man. All right? Our God.
Abanawa, our Father, which are in heaven.
Personal pronoun.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It didn't say everybody's. It said ours.
God.
All right?
And not these idols, man. God damn.
And
Traps to the
Bible,
simple.
The scriptures are clearly, you look, man. The scriptures are clearly, we gonna rap with it.
Yeah, watch out.
Bring those out, bring those out.
Here's the book of Baal and the Dragon, chapter 1 and verse 3. And it says, now the Babylonians had an idol called Baal, and there was spit upon him every day 12 great measures of fine flour, 40 sheep, and 6 vessels of wine. So they had wine.
That's a lot of resources going to a fake god.
That's right.
Man, so them homeless down under the bridge have some big families, bro. Go ahead.
Verse 4.
And we need 10 number 2s for your God.
Yeah, God knows.
Go ahead, bro. And the king worshipped it and went daily to the Lord.
Now this is a king. He's stupid enough to go worship a statue. Go ahead.
But Daniel worshipped his own power. And the king said unto him, why doest thou not worship Baal? Who answered and said, because I may not worship idols made with hands, but the living power who hath created heaven and the earth and has sovereignty over all flesh.
You can probably hear the wind blowing on the recordings right now. You can see the trees blowing behind us in the background. You can't see the wind though. Go ahead.
Then said the king unto him, thinkest thou not that Baal is the living God? Do you not see how much he eateth and drinketh every day? Then Daniel smiled and said, O king, be not deceived, for this is what play within and rise without, and never did eat or drink anything. So he's idle.
He's like, dude, this is my Bruce Lee character. This is my Captain America. This is my Captain America. And my did he hit a person or another?
No, he hit that other truck, but he hit that nigga head on.
Hit a person. All right.
I would have been Wayne's brother show.
But he you know, fucking with my chain of something. But yeah, man.
More than likely, that guy has a Virgin Mary hanging from his mirror. I could tell from the pit. I could smell the Virgin Mary from over here. I smell carnitas and pork. That pig didn't make it home.
He does too.
God
And I
knows.
saw the mullet when he got out.
You already know.
When he got all this, I saw the mullet. That way from way over here. Mullet with a ponytail in the middle of his back. That dude got married. And see the fire station right there. So they look. They couldn't even eat their McDonald's. They doing that just to go around the corner.
She's like, I'll be back for that 20 piece. Just make sure you have the sauce.
Oh shit, they going
No. He's like, let the buried there bury the dead.
Somebody over there sweating.
No, but the fire department
They
is on the
shift
next block.
They shift ended. They
Yeah,
going home.
the fire department on the next block. So at the street they on, it's a firehouse at the end of the block.
Oh yeah.
All right, it's literally a firehouse at the end of the block. So. Right, that nigga like I'm on break.
Too many cervezas, huh, Kike?
You better have State Farm.
Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Romans chapter 1, verse 20. It's exactly what the hell is saying, right? For the invisible things of the creation of the world are clearly seen. Being understood by the things that are vain. Even this eternal power and our head. So that they are without excuse, like Ella was speaking about. And you feel the oxygen, right? You breathe, but you can't see it, right? But you see trees, right? You see everything around you, right? Who created all this? Our God created all this. So you are without excuse, man.
Yeah, that's that Proverbs 34. You know, who created the earth, laid out the foundation, made the waters flow like a garment? The Lord did all these things, not these idols.
That black butt.
That's right, man.
It's Isaiah 42:8. I am Yahweh, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images.
Right. So it's the Lord that made the earth, the water. You know, He give you Yahushua the power to do all these things, and He gonna let and you gonna go think, some God that some dude made with his hands, and praise it. Okay, and that's what you're doing when you say God bless America. Real talk, because the Lord, when Jeremiah White, Barack Obama's pastor, way back then said that God doesn't bless America, God damns America, and then everybody came against him. Have y'all not read the Bible? All right? That's another thing. Well, the word America is not written in there. Dumbass America didn't exist when the King James was printed. All right? And then here's the thing. I want you to think about this. All right? Using scripture and something called common sense, which I've learned since I've been in this truth that common sense is not common.
It ain't.
All right? Especially for people that try to say that Babylon and Egypt are the Vatican or Iran. You know, when you talk about the great merchant city and all the people and all the people not going to Iran, all the people not going to Vatican City. All the people of the world, there's a representation of every nation on earth in America. All right? All 12 tribes, all the heathen tribes, everybody, no matter what rule, unheard of place they from. Somebody from their tribe or their people is here in America, groups of them. All right? So how is it that you're going to have, the country where some of the, the biggest things in the history of mankind are connected to in the latter days, all right, not be talked about in the Bible. When you're talking about a book that's saying prophesy, all right, so how is it that you're going to have what is the transatlantic slave trade went down, World War I, World War II, the dropping of Fat Man and Little Boy, Vietnam, the Civil War, the Korean War, the helping, basically the 1948ers, that was America and Britain. They just backed them, okay?
The slave trade.
I mentioned that. And
What'd I just say?
But the
Is what he
point
meant to
is
say.
that how is all that going to be, all these things that happen here, and then it not be mentioned in the Bible? And the fact that it talks about the first, second, and third woe. All right, and we're on the verge of World War III right the fuck now. So how is a place where all these things happen historically? Because they brag about it, America's the greatest country on earth and blah, 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 blah. How the fuck is it not written and talked about in the Bible? So you people are stupid. And you don't have common sense. Okay? America is very much talked about in the Bible.
Sodom and Egypt.
Right? It's like, exactly. When it says, matter of fact, one last scripture. He said he's going to make the Egyptian fight the Egyptian. Where? Here in America. Why? Because the Israelites were taken into Egypt again with ships. That's the slave trade right there. All right?
They were taken into Egypt again with ships. Somebody should already be there.
This is Isaiah 19 and 2. It says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
That didn't happen in ancient Egypt. This is a future prophecy. Isaiah is a mini Bible, man. Everything, if I was stranded and I only had one book of the Bible, it would be Isaiah that I choose. Because everything we cover can be pretty much found in Isaiah. And most of the end day prophecies.
I wish I quoted them a lot.
Exactly. Yeah, Yahushua quoted Isaiah a lot, man. That's where you know Isaiah is a very important prophet, and he's among, and I believe that he's among the men of the great millstone today. All right. Okay. Go to Deuteronomy.
I got it. I got you right here. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, that thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
So we're gonna get rescued from spiritual Egypt and spiritual Babylon. The reason why it's referred to as all those things is because America takes on the spirit of all those things.
That's right.
And also King David tells you in the book of Psalms that the king of Babylon, the king of Egypt, is Edom. All right? He says when he sat down in Babylon, remember Edom, O Lord. All right, David, you know, Shalak Rayam, Wa Mashapatya, on Edom. All right? First and foremost. Okay? Hey, so with that, man, we're going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto
Yahweh.
Palm Yasharala.
Palm Yasharala.
Palm Babal.
Palm Babal.